Always good to see you. As we send things back over to Elena and Holly.
Welcome back
Thanks so much, Rick. Super excited. We're now joined by
to
Avery
the
Hernandez and Caleb
2025
Welcome to the
Big Ten Volleyball Media Day.
I'm not going to say welcome to Chicago.
And now,
You guys
let's
just
welcome the
heard
fine
yesterday,
Indiana
but
women's
yeah,
volleyball players.
how was that?
Their names are Caleb
Excited.
Burbange
It was
and
fun to,
Avery
collaborate
Hernandez
running it and meet the
of the
campers
University
and
of
things like that.
Illinois.
I think, it's so fun to see the
And
game of
fine
volleyball
Illinois,
growing
let's
and
listen to what she
continuing
has to
reach out
say.
to, men's and women's athletes, and I think it was a great experience last night.
Yeah, ditto. I think the Out of System group is awesome. Like, those guys put in so much work to, continue to grow the game of volleyball, and you can see it on full display. I mean, they had an adults clinic before they had, like, the offensive and defensive clinic, and even they talked about the shout out of adults that just want to learn the game. So I think it's just awesome to be a part of that in the community. Got to hang out with some other Big Ten athletes. Just all around a good experience.
How does coaching make you better players?
I think you see it from a different perspective. I also know that people learn differently. I might learn different than Kayla would when Chris talks to us. So I think you start to really think about how you're approaching telling someone how to learn something, and it's really helped me just better understand, in terms of leadership with our group too, trying to tell our 6 new freshmen, some things they need to learn or how to accommodate to our team culture and standard, and I think it just helps you kind of reevaluate in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're privileged enough at Illinois to host a lot of camps. We actually just finished our team camp yesterday as well, so it's just cool having the youth of Illinois and surrounding states come in and come in with our high school team and just try to learn from us. And we definitely don't have it all figured out, but I think even being around them, they're so passionate about volleyball and so passionate about winning that it makes you almost take a step back and reevaluate how you learn and what you want to do, and it's just great motivation.
For both of you entering your final seasons in college volleyball, how have you seen the growth from your freshman year to where you're at now? I'd love to hear that from both of you. Yeah, I think we've come a long way. I feel like freshman Avery is a lot different than senior Avery, but in a good way. I think I just had an immense amount of support from my family and both teams I've been on. I think they've been so supportive of my success and just helping me get there, and I'm just very grateful for everyone who's taken the time to push me to get there. And yeah,
I think grateful is the word I keep going back to. Volleyball's not going to be forever, but I'm so happy that this is the group I get to finish out my career with. A lot of, I'm very thankful for Avery especially, just coming in and, helping lead the culture to what we want to be. We have a lot of fresh faces that are coming in, and we're all really ready to work, and I just am very appreciative of the group that I'm surrounded with.
Last year, you had to overcome an injury, so you were off the court, but how did you learn to lead from off the court?
Yeah, I think obviously when you're not there in a physical standpoint, it's really easy to check out. I think mentally, one thing that I challenged myself when I, did go through the adversity of having my surgery is there is other ways that I can be present for my team. Emotional support was a lot of that, not being able to play is a toll on me, but I understand that, other girls are going through the same struggles that I did when I was healthy. So finding ways to connect with them, I think, was huge. We have a really, really great sports staff in our community. We have a great sports psych. So being able to sit down with her and talk about ways that I can get involved with the team was huge for me. And, figuring out ways to just connect everybody and kind of get everybody moving towards the culture we want.
Avery, since coming to Illinois volleyball, you've been in a couple different roles and positions. What type of role are you looking to carve out for yourself heading into this season? Yeah, I think I'm super, super grateful, like I said before, the support system I've had to push me to be to the place I am with Illinois volleyball. I think with the people we've had in spring to the people we've had come in and work this summer, I think they've all, pushed me to be a better version of myself in terms of leadership. And so yeah, this year I think I'm just going to try my best to be there for each of them and try to push them to be their better versions of themselves, because I think they've all played a role in making me grow as a person and player. And so yeah, I'm very appreciative of them, and I think strive for greatness, that's all you can do, and be there for the people who are supporting you as well.
Illinois is known for gritty defense. Is that something that starts in the gym at practice every day? Do you guys talk about it?
Yeah, 100%. We do some partner drills, we do some things with one-on-one stuff, but we also emphasize, no ball is unable to be gotten, go for everything, and that's just kind of something we try and implement every day in practice, so our standard gets raised that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think for coming from a blocking standpoint too, I think we're kind of in grade 2 with a very, very good middle coach that, just because defense is digging balls doesn't mean that we're laid off for that too. We know that we're the first line of defense, and we have to bust our butt to, stop some of these balls in the Big Ten. So I think just the culture of, yes, like no ball is unobtainable is really, really powerful in our gym.
What aspects of your games individually have you guys been working on this past spring and summer?
You know, I think it's
Little.
easy to be like everything, but it kind of is. You know, I think also trying to get into that new role of, you know, being a senior, being the person people might be looking up to more. I've learned from just this experience is like the other side of logistics is understanding what everyone else is learning and going through as you are as well. So I think obviously trying to come from the aspect of supporting everyone and, you know, being the leader that they want me to be, but also understanding that I want to challenge myself in offense and defense. You know, being a 6 rotation player, you have a lot on your plate, but I think just trying to strive to be 1% better every day is my biggest goal.
Yeah. I think being back in the middle, you know, just relearning that stuff. I said earlier, it's kind of like riding a bike. You know, I didn't forget how to block, didn't forget how to swing, but I think just finding new ways to score. I matched up against some really talented middles every single day in the gym. So, you know, learning how to play off of each other, I think is huge. Again, just back to the psychological piece, you know, being really emotionally invested in what we are trying to do at Illinois.
You both have seen the schedule, the upcoming schedule. Anything that sticks out that you're looking forward to? Any matches?
I'm just really looking forward to going to California. USC and UCLA being added has been really interesting so far, and obviously a home match is a great match anyway. Being in Huff Hall is awesome, but I think traveling comes with being in the Big Ten, and traveling far now comes with being in the Big Ten, and I am just really excited to go to those 2 campuses.
Yeah, I think same for me, just excited to be back in Huff, in New Jersey this year, so I'm super, super grateful for that. And then another one that sticks out is Nashville. Excited to go play Vanderbilt, one of the first weekends of NCAA volleyball, so we're pumped.
What can fans expect to see from Illinois volleyball this year when they come to the gym and watch your matches or they watch you on TV? What are some things you want fans to watch you play and think about?
Yeah, I think a common theme so far from the spring and the summer that I can attest to is fiery, very hype, loud in the gym. I think we've tried to kind of shift our identity to being a team that just is frustrating to play against, and I think that that's kind of a chip on your shoulder in the Big Ten especially. And I feel like so far we have a pretty upbeat, hype group, and I think that that's going to definitely go over to actual physical playing as well.
Yeah, I think the word that keeps coming to mind is swag. I think we just kind of hope to like embody that this year, you know, celebration, you know, having that confidence to kind of go after it every day. The Big Ten's a hard conference to play in. I just hope that we can, you know, show some of the swag that we have.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that a lot, just being a senior, you know, it's your last time being out there. I think the biggest thing for me is understanding that you can get 1% better every day, but you don't have to only think about your own accolades. You can always be there as a better teammate for your other teammates as well. And that's kind of a big theme. I feel like us as Connection Crew have been trying to portray to our team is like always push each other to be better, but understand that it's a team sport, it's the ultimate team sport, and everyone has to be at their best to win.
Yeah, I think kind of going back to just like the culture of Illinois volleyball, I want it to be gritty. I want people to, you know, kind of be nervous when they see Huff Hall on their schedule, and I know that that's kind of been the synopsis before, but I just hope that continues, and we've had great people that have come before us, and we just hope to push on that legacy to everybody else. We have a super young group, so I hope that us kind of seniors can kind of pass that torch to the younger girls and they can continue it on.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
And that's from the University of Illinois women's volleyball players.
We have